Tell me about your 50th birthday.
Well, I turned 50. That was on the 8th of September, and it was a time for me to give glory to God for everything that I had gone through. I wanted to say thank you by gathering friends, and I want to thank you, by the way, for gracing the occasion. So it was a time to gather friends and loved ones, even in a limited capacity, because I know that if you were to really put it out there that I was marking my 50th birthday, I know more people would like to be there. But I just gathered people in a small hall to say thank God for all that has been done. And I'm so grateful that people turned up and they said a whole lot of things. And that includes you too. Even though we didn't agree on certain things, which I will still say here. You turned 50 2 months before I did, but that is not to deny, that's not taking away the fact that I'm your senior brother.
Well, I'm not going to go into that with you again. Not today.
So that was how it went. It was, for me, it was supposed to be a grand occasion. I think with your presence and everybody that turned up, it ended up being a very grand occasion.
And there's a couple that sat on the same table as you did. I was on that table too. The Yekinis. You didn't mention the Yekinis.
Yes, which is very true. And there's no way I'm going to write my story that lines and pages and chapters in that story will not include the Yekini family. Mr. John Yekini is a forerunner. He's a mentor. He's one that has been in the scene, has been on scene far ahead of me. So he's a visually impaired person, but he's a great musician. He's the one that taught the likes of Cobhams how to play the keyboard and other instruments as well. So how did he come into my life? By the time I finished my primary school in Pacheli School for the Blind, there was nobody to take the responsibility of sponsoring me through secondary school. My uncle, who was doing that for me when I was in Pacheli, had lost his job. And at that point, it was as if there was no end in sight. I mean, there was nothing. I was just lost in the woods and nothing was forthcoming. But somehow, like I said, God has always been there for me. So he raised up an angel in the mode of the Yekinis, and they came searching for me where I was in Delta State, and they brought me back to Lagos to come and continue my secondary school education. So even starting school, where was I going to be? Who was I going to be living with in terms of accommodation? And so Mr. Yekini and his wife, they rose up and said, look, I can stay in their house. And I did that for 18 years, all through my secondary school days, my university days, even until when I started working with Radio Lagos Eco FM. So I owe them a factory load of gratitude, so to say, because they gave me a starting point in life. And to that extent, there's no way I can ever say anything about my story, about my life, without them being part of it. So I say a big thank you to them for being with me all through the while. And that is why at that event I said, look, we have to recognize them as being part of these 50 years of my sojourn in life.